For me, okay? I heard sloth.
Handsome.
Anteater handsome. Yes, he is very handsome.
I say that all the time. But based on the container with the food,
animals are handsome and beautiful, all the good things. I hear Anteater.
Anteater.
because he has choice and control if he wants
So
to
he is a
participate
type of
or not.
anteater.
I just don't know which one it
So
is.
he comes out a little bit further.
Up. There's a nose. There's a
Yeah,
snoot.
He's definitely not scared. It's one of those, this is nice, comfy, and dark, and this is where I like to be.
He's got a.
Yeah.
Oh,
He really
there's the
likes it
handsome
in there.
boy.
So we actually make those carriers.
Otis.
for them. So being a type of anteater, they're known as Tamandua. Has anybody heard that?
Yes.
Tamandua, different pronunciations, but all the same. So these guys are known as lesser anteaters, and we joke we don't think any less of them. It's just because they are cousins to the giant anteater. So this here is Otis, and he has been with us for the majority of his life. He is about, oh my gosh, is he 11 now? Might be. Is he that? Yeah. All right, he's old. This is the problem. They all age up, and it's really hard to keep track of everybody's birthdays. So he's in his teens, his early teens. And for Tamandua, that's actually pretty old. Living here in a zoo, they live a lot longer than they would out in the wild. Out in the wild, it's maybe 7 to 10 years. But obviously here they have all kinds of great benefits. They have a nutritionist, they have vets on staff, they have trainers that get them out and get them exercising and doing things, and they also have their specialists who take care of them on a daily basis. So they've got probably better care than I have at home. But so being a Tamandua, these guys are from South America.
That tail.
And they live in rainforesty type areas. And as you can see, he's very, very good about being up in the trees. So does anybody know the word for being a tree dweller? Anybody know that word? So down on the ground is terrestrial. We are not going to get to pet him because if you see, there are many, many people, many hands. And so if you can imagine everybody coming up and patting you on the head, it would
That
be
guy's
a lot,
happy
huh?
he chose that
So
spot.
that's why we don't do petting with him here. But these guys are what are called arboreal. So that means that they're up in the trees. Arbor means tree. So being an arboreal species, he has lots of adaptations. So adaptations are those special things that we have that help us to get along and get through life. So he, if you notice, what do you guys see on him that might help him be up in the trees?
His claws.
Claws. So that's a big one. So as you watch as he's pulling himself up, he uses
So
those
cute.
claws. He sticks them into those tree branches. They help him. If you guys looked at those arms, those are really big Popeye arms. He's got super strong muscles up there. So he has extremely strong arms, and I'll get into one of the main reasons for that in just a minute. So yeah, so those claws and his strong arms are going to help him climbing. What else do you guys see on him?
His tail.
His tail. So that tail is actually prehensile, which means it grasps. So he can grab onto the tree, and he could actually hang from that tail if he needed to. So it's kind of like having an extra arm. So those are some really cool adaptations that he has for climbing around in the tree. So now you guys might see that really long tongue. So we know, what do anteaters eat? Ants, right. So he's going to eat ants and termites and all those kinds of insects. And they live in trees. They make termite mounds. And those termite mounds are like the consistency of concrete, like what you're standing on right now. So for him to get those, what do you think he needs to use to get those termites out? His tongue. But what if he can't get his tongue all the way down there? So his tongue is about 16 inches. That's a really long tongue.
His nose.
He could use his nose to stick in there, right? It's a nice long nose. He's got a really great sense of smell. But we talked about those claws earlier. So he can take those termite mounds that are super thick and hard, just like the ground, and he can tear those open using those claws and those strong muscles on his arms. So you can imagine it's fun trying to house these guys if they can tear through that stuff. So we always joke around that if we want to find, if we have a new habitat, if we want to figure out if it's animal proof, we put one of these guys in there because they will find a spot for you.
Whoa,
They will
whoa,
tear it
whoa.
apart.
Don't fall, dude.
So yeah, so these guys are going to be eating ants, termites. They use that 16-inch long tongue to stick down in there to pull out those ants and termites. They use those claws for ripping it open, those strong muscles. Now, what do you think? Are those ants going to protect themselves from that Tamandua?
Yes.
They are. So what do you think they're going to do? They're going to run away? What can ants do? They bite, right.
If they're fire ants, they'll be really effective.
Right, it was a fire ant that would hurt really bad. So what he can do, so that hair on him is actually pretty coarse and it's fairly thick. So it actually helps to protect him from those ants biting him. So he's got his own protective coat that's like a shield. It also protects him from rain. So living in a rainforest, there's lots of water, so it's going to kind of repel off of him.
Sorry,
keep him
wasn't
nice and
watching.
warm. And it's going to protect him from those biting insects. So they've got a lot of cool adaptations for finding food, for wandering around in the trees. Now, what do you guys think he's going to do to protect himself? Because he's definitely not on the top of the food chain. So what do you guys think might want to eat him? Think about South America. What kind of big animals do we got down there?
Oh no.
Jaguar. Anybody else? Anything? An alligator? Maybe if there's any like crocodiles, caiman, anything like that down there. I don't know if you come across a shark. But there's also birds of prey. So there are harpy eagles, big eagles down there. So lots of different things that are going to try to eat these guys. So his protection, one, obviously you guys have seen those claws, right? You keep going back to those claws. He's got one really large nail on each of his front feet. So if something gets close enough to him, he can swipe at them and hit them with it. They can pinch extremely hard. And then they can try to run away. But they have another defense. So if you guys notice his coloration, he is black and white. What other animals do you guys know are black and white? Panda? Something that stinky? Skunk, right?
King Cobra.
King Cobra. So skunk is what I'm thinking of. So skunks are pretty stinky, right?
Yeah.
We don't want to go near them. Guess what? He can smell worse than a skunk. He can actually emit a smell that is 4 times stronger than a skunk. Yes. Now,
Can we smell
we're very
it?
lucky.
Can we smell
have not smelled it. We don't make it a point to upset Mr. Otis here. So what they can do is they can stand up, they can emit that smell and say, please go away, you're going to smell awful. It's nasty, don't come near me, don't eat me. So that's what that black and white coloration is for. The majority of the time when you see something colored like this, it's trying to give you a warning that they have something that you don't want to mess with. Either they're pokey, so like a porcupine. They're stinky. Zebras, I know a lot of times that one comes up, they're black and white, but they use those black and white stripes to help confuse the predators because they're in a herd. So it's really hard to tell where one starts and one ends when they're all moving around like that. So it's all defense mechanism. They're trying to warn, don't come near me, or trying to confuse. So I can talk forever about this young man here. But if you guys have any questions, please shout them out, raise your hand, let me know. Yeah, what's your question? Yeah, right there.
What's their diet?
What's their diet? So in the wild, they're going to eat ants, termites, insects. Here we have what's called insectivore pellet. It's the high protein pellet that's specially made for them because we can't necessarily just hand him ants and termites because they would just run away. So we have no way to control those. So we have found a different diet for him. He also eats mealworms, waxworms, and he also really likes avocado. So he is a California.
Just hold it there, bud. Thank you.
He loves the avocado. Yeah. Where do they live? Down in South America, in the rainforest. Any other? Yeah.
Is he the only Tamandua here at the San Diego
Good
Zoo?
question. Is he the only Tamandua? He is not. So we have a total of we have 3 total Tamanduas. So we have Otis, we have his son Mani, and then we have another female named Stella who's here for breeding. So we have what's called the Species Survival Plan. And it's kind of like the online dating for animals in a facility. And basically they know their genetics, and so it's trying to make sure that we pair up the most genetically valuable animals so we are not having any
scary.
issues, putting animals that are closely related or anything like that together. So Stella has been brought here to pair up with either Mani or Otis. And so we're hoping that by putting them together that we'll end up with a baby. Mani was the first Tamandua we had born here at the zoo in about 35 years. And he is at this point, he'll be 5 on January 21st. So we're hoping to have another one. So it's kind of few and far between on those. Yeah.
How can you tell if it's a male or a female?
That's a great question. It's really hard to tell if it's a boy or a girl.
Sorry.
The best way is to do genetic testing. Yeah, there's really no way to tell from the outside very well if it's a boy or a girl. So a lot of times what we do is we can take a little bit of hair and they can test it and we can figure out if it's a boy or a girl. Or when they go up to our vet, they can take an x-ray and they can also tell them what he is or she is. Yeah.
And if you get sprayed by your skunk, you need to take it back to the And I know this teacher is scared of it. And there's another favorite thing. You gotta grab it though. A gecko.
A gecko, right? So geckos have long tongues. And yeah, if you get sprayed by a skunk, it's best to take a bath with tomato juice. For Otis here, I'm not sure what would work if you did end up with that smell on you. I will say that after we get done working with them and handling them, we do get kind of a musty smell on us. So it does help when we go to the gym after work and there's room for us to get some gym equipment. But yeah, it's definitely a smell. And yeah, just washing the best we can. But again, like I said, nobody here has really ever been sprayed by one. They do just kind of, yeah. When they urinate, it definitely is very stinky.
Oh, messy that
so
boy
hopefully
is.
that doesn't get on you. It all comes with the job, though, right?
No. What's that?
Really, keep your hand up.
What's that?
So the bad smell is just something that's produced in their body. So it's not from the diet because these guys are fed something different than what they get fed in the wild. So if it was something from the diet, I'm not sure what it would have been. But yeah, it's just produced in their body. Any other questions? Oh yeah, we got the one right here.
He should wipe his nose.
I should wipe his nose. You know what he does? He gets a lot of stuff on his nose. But when he's eating his food, he actually produces a lot of spit. And his spit is super, super sticky to the point of it's almost like glue on your fingers. And he really likes the avocado on his face. He gets really into his food. But he uses that saliva, and that actually helps him to get those insects when he's sticking that tongue in there. So he does get a messy face with it.
Oh, sorry.
What was that?
She said, how do they eat?
How do they eat? So how do they eat? So he's gonna stick his nose. I always trip on something. He uses his tongue in his mouth and he sticks it out, and all the insects and things are gonna stick to it, and he pulls it back in, and then they go down into his tummy, and then his tummy digests it.
Are these guys vulnerable, or what's their status?
What is their status in the wild? As far as I know, they are not vulnerable, but they do live in an endangered habitat. So they share it with endangered species, and their habitat is endangered. So it is basically a matter of time before something does happen. So it's not saying that that won't happen, but if we do our best to help our environment out, right? Recycle, reduce, reuse, all those kinds of things, it does help those guys.
Awesome.
How long do they live?
Good question. How long do they live? So these guys, for here in a zoo like this, it's going to be probably into their mid-teens, maybe 20 if they, like, that's really, really old. In the wild, it's going to be more like about 7 years because they've got a lot of things that against them, right? Predators and weather, all those kinds of things. All right, well, it looks like he has gone home and I'm still out here talking to you guys. So I hope you guys